Assalamu alaikum. Hello and welcome to Revive FM 94.0. We thank you guys for tuning in. Today's show is brought to us by Minhaj Sisters. We have a very interesting lineup today. We have some very interesting guests as well. So I won't take too much time. I will just mention slightly what we have going on today. So we have sisters joining from across the country. They have some very exciting news that they want to share with us regarding an upcoming event. But first, I will just introduce our guest for today. So my lovely co-host for today is Sister Rabia Hassan. She is the South Zone Coordinator for Minhaj Sisters. She originally hails from Canada, the land of maple syrup and snow. So Sister Rabia, assalamu alaikum. How are you doing today?
Walaikum salam, alhamdulillah. I'm fine.
Yes, no, that's good. That's really good. How's your Ramadan been so far, sister?
Shukran, alhamdulillah, not too bad.
Yes, we're now on the last few days of Ramadan. So, yes, I'm looking forward to Eid.
Yes, I haven't actually thought that far.
You haven't thought that far?
No.
No?
Just, taking advantage of the last few days.
No, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. So Sister Rabia Hassan is a key member of the Minhaj Sisters Network in the South Zone. She is coordinating London and the surrounding areas. So Sister Rabia, if you could kindly introduce some of our guests that we have here today.
Yeah, sure. So today with me, I have Sister Asma Shazad. She's the Deputy Coordinator for South Zone. And we have Anisa Arif. She's the Social Media Coordinator.
Oh, mashallah.
And we also have some sisters from across the country, but Sister Humaira Qasim from Sheffield and Sister Misbah Wahid from Bradford.
Okay.
And her special role will be revealed in a little while. So, yes.
No, that's great. So, Sister Asma, we'll go to yourself first. If you just give us a slight introduction into yourself and your role within the Minhaj Sisters Network, please.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Asma Shazad. I'm a volunteer for Minhaj Sisters. I work as an office manager in a secondary school, and I'm a mother of 3.
Okay. No, that's great. That's really good. And how long have you been involved with the local Minhaj Sisters Network?
So I've been involved with Minhaj Sisters for over 20 years, I believe.
Oh, mashallah.
Yeah.
Mashallah.
Maybe 15, actually.
So you'll have a lot of insight, a lot of experience into the workings of the network. And no, that's really great. Yeah. We'd love to hear more from you a little later on today. That's great. So Sister Anisa, she is the social media coordinator for Minhaj Sisters South Zone. Please introduce yourself, give us a little insight into yourself. And Anisa is a really incredible person. Whenever you have a conversation with her, you will not leave without a smile. That is a guarantee when you're speaking to Anisa. So Anisa, please give us some insights into who you are.
That's too much of an introduction, but I appreciate it. So my name is Anisa Arif. I am incredibly lucky to be a part of this mission, to be a part of Minhaj Sisters UK, and to be blessed to be able to do the work that I do.
Okay.
And I appreciate the fact that I have been given the role of, obviously, social media.
It's a very important role, I'd say. You're the one that, on the other hand, people that aren't affiliated, they'll be able to see the work from you, from how you capture the work. I think it's very important in any organization, the social media, we don't give them the credit that it deserves. So Nisa really does some incredible work here in London. I really have to commend her for the work that she's done.
No, I appreciate it. It's all love, but I generally do think there is... I think everybody's amazing at what they do. That's what teamwork is, isn't it? When everybody plays their part.
Of course.
And I think that is the most important bit, where everybody gives their 100%, and then that's how the team flourishes.
Of course.
And we do amazing as a team.
No, definitely.
And inshallah, that's what we will be doing in the future.
No, that's great.
Continuing is what I mean.
Yeah, of course. We will never stop.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. So now I just want to introduce another very special person. We have a sister live from Sheffield. We have Humaira Qasim. We have a young sister on the line. She is very involved within Minhaj Sisters in Sheffield. She, at the age of 17, has a passion for spoken word poetry, and she does so at events. She does so at events with attendees in the hundreds, the thousands. So really commendable the work that she's doing as well. Sister Humaira, assalamu alaikum. How are we doing today?
Wa alaikum salam. I'm good, alhamdulillah. How are you? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oh, I'm good. How are you?
I want to hear from yourself, sister. How has your Ramadan been so far?
Alhamdulillah, it's been good. It's just going too fast. We've only got a few days left. It's actually quite sad.
No, that's true. Ramadan is once a short time window that we have, and we should take full use of this opportunity. And I want to hear a little bit later on the work that you're doing locally in Sheffield. I think is quite commendable, and I'd love to hear about this. So now we will go towards another very special guest. We have a sister from Bradford on the line. We have Sister Misbah Waheed. On the line. She is a project manager by profession, and she's very involved in the Minhaj Sisters Network up in Bradford. And she's a project manager by profession, but she's also leading a project within the Minhaj Sisters Network. So they love to play to the strengths of the individuals within the network. So, Sister Misbah, Assalamu alaikum. How are we doing today?
Assalamu alaikum, I'm good. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm doing very well. How has your Ramadan been, sister?
Ramadan has been amazing, but it's sad because we only have a few days left.
No, that's definitely, we're all quite sad that Ramadan is leaving, but inshallah we still have a few days left, and we should make full use of these days. We shouldn't lose momentum. We should keep it going. So I'm just going to hand over to Sister Rabia. So I'll just give a little insight into Minhaj Sisters. For those of you that are unaware, Minhaj Sisters is a platform here in the UK that caters to the British Muslim youth, the women, the girls. It's a platform that it's a network that operates across the nation. Wherever you go, you will find a network there, and I think that's quite commendable. And to think that this is all run entirely on a volunteer basis, it's even more impressive. So I really do commend the work that they do. They do such great work. If I can just highlight some of their recent activities. So Ramadan, you'd think it's a time where they might slow down their activities. They might take a bit of a pause, focus on their own worship, their own, ibadah. But no, Ramadan is a very important time for this sisterhood, this network. It's a time where they actually increase their activities, and it's not just an organization that focuses internally. They do a lot of outreach work. They do a lot of community-based work across the UK. I travel personally quite a lot for work, and wherever I go, I'm able to reach to that network, and it really is wonderful. It's great to have something that connects you, because you don't always get that. I mean, it's not as simple as going to Birmingham and just meeting local Muslims, no, but to be joined to an organization that allows you to do that, it's really amazing, and it makes you feel like you're never really away from home. There's always someone to connect with. So recently there was an activity in Burnley, the Minhaj Sisters Nelson team. I recommend everyone to go to the Minhaj Sisters social media and to have a look at this activity. It was wonderful. They handed out over 800 packs to the local community, just to spread the message, the true message of Islam, the true message of this month, what it means. I'm sure you guys saw this activity. What did you guys think of the activities, and just generally the activities that are happening in Ramadan and across?
I think it's very commendable, and nothing is as yourself being from an MWF. Minhaj Sisters work very closely with MWF, raising money for Hope for Palestine, and a lot of these activities take part in that. So the sisters have been raising money for MWF for the Hope for Palestine cause.
Yeah,
they're not just looking within the community, but outreaching to the wider community, like the community iftars. They've invited sisters. I know that Bradford did a wonderful event where they had sisters inside, but then in Nelson they did it as well. And recently with Burnley, amazing way where they handed out packages to the community. It was spreading their message, their love, and just knowing that what Minhaj Sisters are about. Also, another thing is that we've had online courses as well taking place during the month of Ramadan, just keeping the sisters connected in terms of gaining that knowledge, but also being connected to other sisters. So it's not just South, being in South, north.
It's a network, isn't
North,
it?
south divide.
You're all connected
definitely
by one thing, one unifying factor. So you're not separate to each other. You cannot operate an organization like that. Under the leadership, it's all connected in one way or another. So, Sister Asma, Sister Anisa, would you like to add some comments in regards to the work that you've seen over the years, Minhaj Sisters, and in the month of Ramadan especially? What have you seen?
Bodji, do you want to go? Or shall I go?
That's fine.
So I think I'm just going to give an overall point of view. I think, mashallah, they, have done an amazing job.
Yeah, no, they're doing great work. They're doing great work. But Jasper, would you like to add towards that?
Alhamdulillah, it's nice to be part of a community, nurturing good relationships and helping others in the community. I know when you had the community iftar, you had people from professional backgrounds, you had MPs, you had the police force as well.
Yes.
So it's just nice keeping those links, those ties, being part of the community in the Bara as a whole, as well as our Muslim brothers and sisters helping each other out in need. We also had so many during COVID as well. We had so many online sessions and just sessions to help sisters, especially when they're home by themselves or struggling.
Yeah.
Helping with their emotional and mental well-being.
No, that's great. So it's not just something that focuses on the spiritual aspect. That's one aspect to an individual. You need to focus on the entirety to, have a forward thinking, have a complete individual. So no, that's great to hear that Minhaj Sisters does great work. I'll go over now to Sister Hamira in Sheffield. Do tell us, Sister, about some of the activities that you have going on in Sheffield. I know Sheffield is a great location. There's a lot of interfaith work that goes on there with your tea and talks. You connect the local community together, not just the Muslim community. So please, Sister Hamira, if you could just give us a little insight into that.
So, as you mentioned, we do these interfaith events. So we get together. There's people of different faith. We have Muslims, we have Christians, we have Jewish people, and we all come together. We just discuss our faith. We discuss our beliefs. We have loads of snacks. It's like a nice little get together. We also have some teenage workshops that take place.
That's really good to hear. And do tell us a little bit about the community iftar that you held recently. We want to hear, what was the engagement? How was that? Were you able to reach a wider community? Do just speak a little bit on that as well, please.
So the community iftar was very successful. We had loads of people. We had a, quite tight schedule where we started off with Talavat. I did a spoken word, and then we had a little reminder by Sister Ghazala, and it was a big get together. Everyone had a really good time. Loads of new people who came to learn about Minhaj Sisters as well.
No, that's great. Thank you so much for giving an insight into the workings of Sheffield. Sheffield is, I would say, like the home, the capital of Minhaj Sisters. I would say it's so great to see such a youthful presence there, and it's something that each location can learn from. So now, Sister Misbah, I'd like to pan over to yourself. If you could just highlight some of the activities that you're doing, and please do tell.
We've had lots of activities happening in Bradford. We have our hub, which is Madinatul Zahra, and within that hub, we have several activities taking place for all sorts of target audiences. We have study circles happening. We have weekly zikr gatherings. We also have, quite a lot of fundraising because we are now entering phase 2 of the building work for Madinatul Zahra. So those of you who are involved will understand that there is quite a lot of work and a lot of fundraising that does need to take place. We also have Minhaj Sisters really kicking up activities within the local area. We've got badminton taking place, just something quite light-hearted for people to get together and do something that's not necessarily linked to to the deen, but more so about getting together, having fun, doing something light-hearted, keeping fit. We also have several events in the lineup as well, which will be advertised on the Minhaj Sisters UK page. So for those people that are interested in any activities that are taking place locally, I would encourage you to visit the Minhaj Sisters Facebook page, because all activities are advertised on there.
Jazakallah, Sister Misbah. So actually, now I want to move forward to the exciting events that we were talking about. So
Yes.
you've heard some of the activities that Minhaj Sisters are doing. Because we're coming to the end of Ramadan, and it's been the time of the year where we feel that our spiritual self flourishes. It's not an event that we celebrate, in independently or by ourselves. It's a community event. It's an event where the ummah comes together and supports each other. We
Yes.
open our fast together. We read Tarawih together. It's such a wholesome experience during the month of Ramadan. And we find that after Ramadan, after the celebrations come down of Eid, you do feel that there is something missing, that sense of spirituality.
Badi, I just wanted to add, the love you feel of the ummah, the strength you feel in the month of Ramadan. It just sadly seems like after Eid, it just seems to disappear. That that strength that we have at that month.
It's like a festival's just ended, right? And you're feeling the lows, and nowhere is that low experience more, where as days and months and weeks pass by, you do feel that. And if you have been listening to the lectures of Huzur Sayyidi Shaykh Islam on the Kaf City, they're amazing lectures about a very interesting, very unique topic about why to believe in God, why to follow religion. And I urge every sister to go on. If you find Urdu difficult, we will have subtitles coming very soon as well. They're very just amazing, and I can't just cover that in a few sentences here. And just a small tip, because of the pandemic that they're experiencing, about these Muslim-born children who are feeling disconnected to their religion, disconnected to what their to the message of the Quran, of the Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. What is there for them? And I think with these activities Minhaj Sisters are offering, there is an amazing event that Minhaj Sisters have the I would say the privilege and honor of hosting is Tazkiya.
Oh, okay.
And it's a camp that takes place where all the sisters, we bunch all the sisters together.
Yes.
And we have it's in the company of the most amazing personality.
Okay.
Because one of the things that Huzur Sayyidi Shaykh Islam spoke about yesterday was the company that you keep. Like, for example, if you're in a company of a miserly person or a sinful person, you adopt those personalities, those qualities. Now imagine someone who embodies the most beautiful personalities and those angelic and those qualities that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants in the friend of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So you have that opportunity to be in that company, but also be surrounded by your sisters. There's a sisterhood, there is a spirituality, but there is also that social and emotional connection as well.
Yeah.
And that's why we have Sister Misbah hiding behind the camera to talk about that today. She is actually the project manager for Tazkiya 2024, which will be taking place, and she will tell us more about it. And I think I'll leave it to her to tell us what is Tazkiya, when is it taking place, and just to give us a small introduction about it.
Yes. Sister Misbah, if you could kindly.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. So Tazkiya 2024 will be taking place from the 15th of November 2024 to the 17th of November. It will be for the full weekend, and it will be a residential retreat. Just a little bit about this year's event. The theme is Reviving the Spiritual Heart, and we are pleased to announce that it will be taking place in Yarnfield Training and Conference Centre, which is in Stoke-on-Trent. We do have a capacity of 170 people, and places are running out very fast. We've had an influx of registrations this morning as well.
No, that's great. And we'd love to hear a little bit more about Tazkiya, pick your brain, seeing as you're the project manager. You'll have a lot of insights into this event. And as someone who's never attended, I want to hear a little bit more. Why should I be attending Tazkiya? What exactly is it about? Who are the personalities that will be there? So we're just going to go on a short break now, and inshallah, we'll pick this up very shortly. Thank you.
Abundant rewards await those who contribute to a child's Quranic education. Minhaj Welfare Foundation provides a compassionate and supportive setting that facilitates the reading, learning and memorization of the Holy Quran. Starting at just £25 per month, you can sponsor a child for Hifz Quran this Ramadan, supporting their Quranic journey. The donor will receive a Hifz Sponsor Progress Report. To sponsor, visit your local MWF office at 12 Car Road, Nelson, BB9 7JS. Call us on 01282 723 455 or visit our website at www.minhajwelfare.org. Stay connected on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter for the latest videos and updates.
Thinking of selling or letting your property? Need someone reliable to find the best prospect for your home? Well, look no further. Cameron Adams is here to take care of all your needs. Our professional and experienced team will guide you through the entire process and ensure you find the right client for your property. For a no-obligation quotation, contact us now on 0208 558 2000. That's 0208 558 2000. Or visit us at 30 Church Lane in Leytonstone. Cameron Adams, always at your service.
Let's connect with the Holy Quran. Minhaj Dawah Project distributes the Holy Quran in plain simple English for free. You can donate £3 and sponsor a Quran to a loved one, a neighbour, a colleague or a friend. We distribute Qurans totally free of charge across the whole UK, including in prisons. Please call us now to contribute on 0300 030 1951 or email us on dawah@minhajuk.org.
If you want to advertise your business on ReviveFM, then visit www.revivefm.co.uk. Alternatively, contact our sales team now on 07944 56 5616. That's 07944 56 5616.
When you send money to your family for Ramadan, send it with Remitly. Because our great rates and low fees mean that more money makes it to your loved ones. Millions of people trust Remitly to send money to Pakistan, Bangladesh, and many more countries worldwide. Ramadan Kareem from Remitly, wishing you a peaceful time. Download the Remitly app. Remitly UK Limited is authorized and regulated by the FCA.
Hey Sainsbury's, got any treats for Eid?
Yeah, we've got the sweetest range of products for Eid. Literally, from Rubicon to Halal Haribo to crispy handmade baklava. Then, of course, the Ras Malai, a perfect sweet addition to any Eid table. And is it really a celebration without the celebrations?
Looking for a range of Eid treats at great value? Ask Sainsbury's. Eid Mubarak. Sainsbury's, good food for all of us.
Subject to availability. While stocks last, selected stores only.
Nikah, talaq, counselling on matrimonial disputes, Islamic wills, Islamic law of inheritance, or an Islamic verdict on any other issue. The Muslim Sharia Council is at your service. We provide official certification and our experienced and highly qualified imams are available to provide you with guidance when needed. MQI London is based at 292 to 296 Romford Road, Forest Gate. We are open from Monday to Friday 2 to 4 p.m. or alternatively call us now on 0208 257 1786.
Revive FM
94.0 on the radio,
on your mobile
and online.
Little child, crazy things I used to do, and all the pain I put you through. Mama, now I'm here for you. For all the times I made you cry, the days I told you lies. Now it's time for you to rise.
When you send money to your family for Ramadan, send it with Remitly. Because our great rates and low fees mean that more money makes it to your loved ones. Millions of people trust Remitly to send money to Pakistan, Bangladesh, and many more countries worldwide. Ramadan Kareem from Remitly, wishing you a peaceful time.
Thank you. We are back now
Download
on
the
Revive
Remitly app.
FM
Remitly UK Limited is
94.0. Thank you. We are now back on air on Revive FM 94.0. Thank you for listening in. This show today is brought to you by Minhaj Sisters. Not just Minhaj Sisters South, it's brought to you Minhaj Sisters nationally. So now we'll talk a little bit more about this upcoming event that we have, Tazkiya. So Sister Rabia, would you like to expand upon that a little bit, and we can pick the brains of our guests here today, because they're all attendees. We have the project manager on as well. So
Yes.
please.
Yes, of course. So as Misbah said earlier, this is an event that's taking place in November from 15 to 17, taking place in Yarnfields. And, before we talked about why is this so important? What's the purpose of it? Why did we start this camp? It's good to understand what are some of the sisters taking away from it as well. To truly understand what it is about. I mean, we could talk about, okay, we have these workshops, we have speakers, we have this amazing location venue, amazing food.
Okay.
But let's just talk
Interesting.
about, what is the, as Baji Asmal often says, the golden nuggets of the event. And I want to invite one of the youngest sister here, Sister Humera from Sheffield. I think she's been going there when she was quite young, and I want. And why does she go there? What's her reasoning? I'm sure it's not just Baji Answer pushing her. I'm sure there is a draw to it. So I want our young panelists to talk about what is the reason that she attends this event.
Yeah. No, Sister Humera, over to you.
You're on mute.
Oh, sorry. So I've grown up with Minhaj al-Quran. So the first Tazkiya event that I went to was more because, it's like more of just discovering what it is. But going to the first one made me realize why I went to all the rest. Tazkiya has always been a really enjoyable experience. It's like you're not just gaining knowledge, you're also indulging in activities and you're meeting new people. And it's just like, it's such a brilliant kind of communal feeling where everybody gets together and you're just seeking knowledge together. And to everyone who's always asked me, like, why do you go and why should I go? I'll always encourage them because it's something that's so enjoyable, something that you won't ever forget. It's like an experience that no other charity organization or no other charity organization, I've never seen anybody else do it. It's something that is very specific to Minhaj Sisters, and it's something that it's like no matter who you are or where you come from, when you join Tazkiya, you'll understand. You just feel very welcomed. You feel happy. You feel like, you're just gaining knowledge.
Amazing.
No doubt, mashallah. And over here we have other sisters who have attended not just by themselves, but with their families as well. So taking their children. I myself, the first time I went to Tazkiya, my son was 6 months old, and I I've attended all of them, and last one we attended as well. He's 6 years old, and he's looking forward to the event taking place in November. So it's such a welcoming experience for all age groups. There's something for everyone. I remember last time they had something for the children as well, as to keep them engaged, and spiritual sessions that you have, the workshops, the outdoor activities, giving lots of things away. But I want to actually go to Sister Misbah to talk about what is the purpose of this event.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. It's really interesting that Humera mentioned the communal feel, because that's one of the purposes of Tazkiya, is to bring people together and create meaningful bonds of friendship and sisterhood. One of the reasons that I always go every year is because I see people that I've known all my life, and these people remind me of my deen and they bring me closer to my deen. I've built lifelong friendships with these people, and I look forward to it each year because it's my way of getting closer to spirituality. The event overall is targeted towards English-speaking audience, and it will be Dr. Ghazala Hassan Qadri who will be our main speaker, and we will talk a bit more about her in a moment. The purpose of this year is to provide people with an environment for spiritual enhancement and nourishment. I feel like when we're living our day-to-day life, the focus majority of the time is on working, earning money, building your wealth, and sometimes we get so caught up in materialism, in the mundane things, that we often overlook our deen. And Tazkiya is there. It's a platform for people to come to that will bring them closer to their deen. It will give them a spiritual haven and an opportunity to detach from that daily life that often takes us away and has so much distractions within it. The purpose of it is for us to self-reflect, for us to grow, for us to learn as well. We have several workshops that we are currently in the pipeline of creating, and these will be targeted towards different target audiences. Everybody's welcome. We don't have an age limit or a category. And for that purpose, we make sure that our schedule is very holistic and that we're targeting everybody. There's something there for everybody, whether that's young mums, whether that's teens, whether that's people that are just about going into the academic stage of their life. We offer them employability support, and we also have something for those that are a little bit later on in their life. So we have lots of packages that are being developed, and the aim is just to make sure that we are catering to all our target audiences. The main aim of this year, as we've mentioned earlier, is to revive the spiritual heart, and the purpose of that is to revive our deen and to revive our spirituality. So that's the purpose. I don't know if anybody has anything they want to add to it.
No, that's good, Jazakallah, for sharing that. And I think that's one of the things that we always talk about, is that spiritual enhancement, but also that sense of sisterhood that we create. When we're there, we meet sisters with from different walks of life, but that similarities that we all want, that spiritual connection as well. So I actually want to turn to one of our panelists today, Sister Asma, who takes part in Tazkiya. So do you want to tell us about yourself and why do you attend Tazkiya?
Yep. So Alhamdulillah, when I first went to Tazkiya, it was really nourishing for the soul. I've seen, like you mentioned, there were so many sisters. There was young sisters. There was sisters of all ages, and I thought it was really beneficial for my children to attend. And like you mentioned, my children had the same sentiments. Once they attended, when the next Tazkiya was announced, my children were so eager. They were asking me, when are we going? Like they really, it's that memory that they treasure as well, growing up and being part of this community, being part of this sisterhood. And as Sister Misbah mentioned as well, Tazkiya is about self-purification and living in this society as well. The generation nowadays is completely different to the generation before, and that generation is completely different to the generation before that. The gap is much more wider than it used to be between the generations, and it's not just ourselves as parents giving guidance and trying to push our children into the true image of Islam. We also need the support of the community, the support of our leaders, the support of our Islamic leaders, and we receive that through the guidance and teachings of Dr. Ghazala Qadri in this retreat. And I would encourage everyone to come to these events, come to these spiritual retreats. They are in an environment where you're closer to nature. You're away from the hustle and bustle. We live in London, so it's really, really busy environment. We were by the lake as well. There were so many activities. We also had, there was one retreat where we had we was by the campfire, reciting the sheets by the campfire, having marshmallows and hot chocolates, which was really, really nice.
Mashallah.
Beautiful environment to be part of. And it's just those memories that you cherish being part
Definitely.
of sisterhood. And I don't think my parents have had anything like this as a young child. I have not experienced anything like this. And alhamdulillah, I'm happy, and I'm extremely indebted to the volunteers as well, and to Dr. Ghazala Qadri for bringing this about. I mean, they're contributing to the generation of the future, and alhamdulillah, we are happy to be part of this community, and I'm happy for my children to benefit from the knowledge being given.
No, that's lovely. It's lovely to hear also that it's all encompassing. You can bring your children to this event. I think that would be a big factor to play for mothers across the board. Yes, to have a activity that not just allows children to come, but caters to children as well, because, you know, you can have an event that you can bring children, but to then actually have activities for them is great. So I'll now just go over to Sister Misbah. Sister, if you would like to add some words, please.
Yeah, one of the other issues that we know that is brewing in society today is an identity crisis, and Muslims, especially Muslim women, are facing an identity crisis, and this is something that's come through when we've spoken to many people. So we have lots of youth attending, and each time they attend, they will talk about, you know, the fact that they're confused, that there's this you know, age of social media influencing, which is thriving, and the correct role models are not out there for Muslims, unfortunately. You know, the deen is very important, but Muslims are encouraged to, you know, they don't have the correct role models, and that's why Tazkiya is so important, because we do have the correct role models, such as Dr. Ghazala Hassan Qadri, who is our main guest, and she's an amazing personality. You know, she's the president of International Women's League, a public speaker, and a women's rights advocate who addresses conferences around the globe on women's rights and spirituality. She's also done a PhD on the topic of Khala, which is a Muslim woman's right to call in Pakistan, marital pain or marital relief. She has studied directly under the guidance of Zu Sheikh al-Islam. She's not just, you know, a very prominent scholar. She's a wife. She's a solicitor by profession, and she's also an amazing person. And you know, I'm sure many of you have had direct contact with her, where she may have supported you in many ways. And that's the kind of identity that, you know, we do encourage. You know, having a holistic identity, having your deen, having your career, having your family life, and making sure that you're balancing that. And this is why we've had previous Tazkiyas that have focused on famous role models in Islam and famous female personalities. And that's where, you know, we do encourage that, you know, we encourage youngsters to take their inspiration from not social media influencers who are encouraging, you know, very materialistic lifestyles, but more so the people that are focused on the deen. We did used to have this, well, we've had Tazkiya ongoing for many years. You know, I remember attending a spiritual retreat 9 years ago in London. So Tazkiya officially has been open for 6 years, and initially it used to be a one-day retreat, but due to demand, we did extend it to a residential weekend, because so many people loved attending it and they wanted to make it the full weekend.
No, that's great, Sister Misbah. Thank you so much for giving an insight, especially into the personalities that will be attending this retreat. I think it's quite important to know, you know, who exactly will be featuring in this event. And I think for those who are unaware, who may not be aware of who Dr. Ghazala is, I think I would really encourage them to have a look at her social media, have a look at her YouTube channel. You can have a look at her speeches, how she is, how she speaks, how eloquent she is. I think that would be really good to give you an insight into this camp, to see how it is to spend 3 days in her company. So Sister Anisa, I believe she wants to share with us her experience, and yeah, over to you.
So as I remember, 2017, we had a one-day retreat.
Okay.
That's the very beginning I'm talking about.
Is that the start of
from day dot, from
okay.
day dot, from the beginning?
Origin story.
Yes, come on, the OGs, you know how it is. Yeah, 2017, it was a one-day retreat. And then 2018, you know, we had to get a bit hyped up, you know, the numbers were increasing, you know, alhamdulillah.
You say there's a demand for such an activity.
Yeah, definitely. So we had like an increase of demand, and there was more sisters which wanted to obviously take part. So we thought, why not? Let's just make it bigger and better.
Of course.
Booked a venue, 2018, got everyone there, and hit it off and smashed it, man.
No, that's great. And I think it's also important that, like you said, you build from the previous years. You don't just are just happy with your previous years and you aim for that. No, you need to build upon that. And I think you want even more people to attend. So I think for myself personally, I've not been to Tazkiya before. So you're saying since 2018, they've hosted Tazkiya, even during the 2017.
2017 was the one day, and then 2018 we've had the residential 3-day stay over, which I ain't gonna lie, I'm just gonna add on. Every single time I go, because there's everyone across the UK.
Yeah.
I'm a Londoner now. I have a strong London accent. Whenever I come back with some remix accent, man, because I talk to everyone.
You're not a true Londoner then. I'm sorry.
No, come on, mate. My accent is like a remix accent, and it's like, it goes after a week. I'm like, wow, this never happened before.
Fusion of sisterhood, isn't it?
Yeah, no, that's great.
I can testify to that. Sister Anisa adopting various accents, and we speak to her after she's in a session with some sisters from up north, and then you'd be like, Anisa, what happened to your accent?
Mashallah, she's very malleable, very easy to get along with, and all across the nation we know Anisa. So that's great. And also, just another point, I think it's really great to mention that during COVID, a lot of facilities, a lot of programs came to a halt. Our children, they were being educated online. A lot of things just came to a pause as well. They were unable to do certain activities, but it's really important to mention that Minhaj sisters, they didn't stop this activity. They kept it running. Definitely COVID was probably a hit for this program, this retreat, but they continued this online in an online capacity. So that's really great to hear. I think we'll go over now to Sister Hamera. As a young attendee of Tazkiya, if you want to just mention a little bit of your experience, how you feel, the sisters that you have met there, please do give us some insight into that, please.
Well, going to Tazkiya, a lot of my close friends that I have now are from Tazkiya. Like, I never would have met these people if I didn't go to Tazkiya, and I'm really grateful for meeting them. Tazkiya is like something that we look forward to every single year, and even this year's one, I've been telling all of my friends and everybody, and my friends have even been telling me, like, you're so lucky to be part of something like this. And they've seen the events that we've had, and I brought them to some of them, for example, the communal iftar. And they're always telling me, you're so lucky to be a part of something like this. We've never had something like this. And, I'm trying to encourage them more and more to come. And every friend that I have found that came to Tazkiya came back and they were like, it was amazing. It's the best thing I've ever been to. And it is. Tazkiya is like, it's something that you look forward to. It's like, and even in COVID, when we realized that we couldn't actually go, everyone was so distraught, and we were like, "Oh no, we can't go." But when the things that took place online, that kind of brought that feeling back.
No, that's beautiful to hear. And just if I speak about myself in regards to Minhaj Sisters, I've recently become affiliated with them. I've attended their events, and I go to certain events and I'm like, oh man, I really wish I brought my sister. I really wish I brought my cousin. They really would have enjoyed sitting with these people in their company, listening to them and the activities that we're doing. And I've no doubt Tazkiya is the same. I would encourage those of you that attend, you don't just attend yourself, you bring someone new, someone who hasn't experienced such an activity, and to be in the company of, these great personalities. And I want to touch upon that a little more. So we have Dr. Ghazala Hassan Qadri. She will be the main speaker at this event, this 3-day retreat. And I kind of want to know a little bit more about her. I've not personally spent any time with Dr. Ghazala. I want to hear from those who have. If you give us like a personal anecdote, something that you've learned from her, just observing how she is, how she lives her day-to-day life, something funny as well. So if there's anything that comes to mind, please do.
Can I add to that? So you want to know about, obviously, our guest speaker.
I do.
Yeah, of course, the sisters, they will give you a little bit of information, yeah. But you have to attend this retreat if you want to know more about Baji's life, because we actually have a section dedicated just for Baji in this Tazkiya. So it's not to be missed. So if, like you're saying, Baji's day-to-day life, that's exclusive.
But I want to know a little bit more about who Dr. Ghazala is. I'm not just going to attend just, we're going to hear. No, I want to hear a little bit now. You have to sell it to me a little. So over to Sister Misbah. If you would like to add anything, please do so.
Yeah, so I've known Baji Ghazala I've known of her for many, many years, but it was only until I recently attended the Tazkiya retreats that I personally got to see how she was, her mannerisms, her behaviour, how she came across with people. And one of the earliest memories that I have of her was, well, not the earliest, this was a few years ago. She actually visited Bradford to a fundraising event for Medina Zahra. And you know how when you see famous people, celebrities, you instantly want to take a selfie with that person. I was really excited when I saw Dr. Ghazala. I was like, oh, please, can I take a selfie with you? And she just whispered in my ear that not now, because not now, but we will take one later. And several, maybe 2 hours had gone by, and we were sat in her presence. We were also she was giving us some advice, and just before she was going to leave, she did come back to me and say, do you want to take that selfie? And I just found that amazing that she didn't forget that one simple request that I had made, even though it was very minute. It was very it was very important. She still came back to me, and that was just one example of how amazing her character and her personality is. And it just goes to show that, she's not just this amazing person with all of these amazing qualifications and a public speaker, but she's also got so much character and so much depth to her character. And it was something that I really take inspiration from that, because like they say that half of your deen is, well, majority of your deen is your adab and your mannerisms and your kindness and how you come across to people. And that's a side that a lot of people don't necessarily see. We see Dr. Ghazala, and we're very impressed by who she is but we don't necessarily see the other side to her. And that's why in this Tazkiya we're bringing a session exclusively that will focus on Dr. Ghazala, but her personality. And that's why I don't want to give too much information away right now. I do want everybody to wait till the event, and for them to kind of experience that session itself. It will be led by Sister Anisa, and it definitely will be one to remember. So that's something for you all.
No, that's amazing. I think I'm really looking forward to that session. Just for other sisters out there who might not, know about Baji, Dr. Ghazala, and there's not. I can't speak. I guess it's not the place to speak at length, but one of the things that you see time and time again is that level of humbleness that she carries. No matter how busy she is. Now, you have to remember that with Minhaj Quran being in over 90 countries, you have Minhaj Women League within those countries, and she is managing so much. She's a personal secretary to Hussein Sheikh Islam. She is managing all those organizations worldwide. Yet, if a child comes to her, if a person, any age comes to her, she will meet you. She'll go down to your level. With the Mutakafin that are the Itikaf city that's taking place in Lahore at the moment. She's visiting all the rooms every day, and the way, everyone's, and the way she meets everyone at their level, the children, the elderly, the sisters, and how she speaks to them, the way she asks about them. It's so, for someone who is busy, who's got so much on their hand, but makes the time to have that personal touch, to ask about you, to care about what your concerns are. I think that's just so amazing. And another thing is that, she's not someone who's been born and raised in, Pakistan or in a predominantly Muslim country. She was born and raised in England, London, in Southampton. So So how is that impact what she has to say for us? Because she comes from the same, trials and tribulations that we face in our society. So she's not like alienated to what we are going through. So as I'm sure as a student, as a mother, raising her children in outside, in a non-Muslim country, but able to do that in such a beautiful manner. Just recently, Sheikh Hamad Mustafa Al-Madani Al-Qadri, he released a book, Echoes of Eternity, and he's just starting his PhD as well.
And who is Sheikh Hamad in relation to Dr. Ghazala, if you don't mind telling us?
He is her son.
Oh,
so he's her
mashallah.
oldest son.
Yes.
And she herself is a doctorate, so her son has, and that's just, and that obviously that's his achievement, and no doubt, but there has to be something amazing coming, that support, that tarbiyat, that comes from, from Raji herself. So raising her children on the right path, academically, spiritually, religiously, but also taking care of an organization, spiritually, keeping herself and others as well. It's, gosh, how do you do that? And there has to be, no doubt, has to be the blessings from above, no doubt. And why not sit in that company and find out? Would you not want to have, would you not want to have that guidance as well to find out how do you do that? Especially in this day and age, it's so difficult. Keeping yourself in that path of spirituality, let alone your children, your family. I mean, I'm struggling. I would love to have any, ounce of guidance, and she is, mashallah, amazing. So what better role model than her? And I mean, I don't want to keep talking myself. I do want to ask other sisters who have been in contact with her, why, what draws you to come in her, to attend a Tazkiya in her company?
What you just mentioned about Dr. Ghazala Qadri and humbleness, that is something that I would have mentioned exactly how you just mentioned it as well. Baji Ghazala's humbleness is just beyond what I've seen many of our lecturers, female Islamic leaders. And in terms of knowledge, it's just surpasses so many female scholars. In order for us to gain knowledge, I mean, just treading on the path of knowledge is, there's so much rewarded, and there's so many hadiths narrated in relation to seeking beneficial knowledge.
Definitely.
And there's so much reward that is entailed with it. But just when you're on the path of knowledge, you need to seek knowledge in the path of good company. So both of them together is highly beneficial. There's so much reward entailed within it. But just saying that if you want to be in good company, you need to be in part of some. For example, Dr. Ghazala Hassan Qadri is someone who has been through the process of Tazkiya, and if you want to go through the process and stages of Tazkiya, you need to be in part in the company of someone who actually can take you through those processes. And also, Dr. Ghazala's lectures are so relevant to today's society as well. We have so many lectures relating to the Western female Muslim, which is what many of us may struggle with, living in the Western society, but still being able to maintain our identity as well, and just increasing our love, our faith, and our pureness, going on that process of spiritual purification. Every time you leave one of these gatherings, when you've been part of the spiritual retreat, you have this, and I think Sister Hamira touched upon that, is you have this feeling, you have this uplifting, and I feel that it is the spiritual recharge, the spiritual boost, and it is when you're part of good company, part of people who have traveled on the path, and it is the benefits that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that rejuvenation and the recharge that we feel is part of the benefits that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bestows upon us. And every time, like, there's another Tazkiya coming, that I think back to that feeling. And I remember mentioning to my kids as well that we need to continue to be in the company of these great mashayikh, and especially Hazrat Shaykh al-Islam, and you see it's bestowed down to the family members of Hazrat Shaykh al-Islam, and you see the humility, the humbleness, and the love that they have. And one other thing I just want to mention is we did in Al-Tazkiya have sessions where everyone in each separate lodge had a chance to introduce themselves to Dr. Ghazala. So meaning that Dr. Ghazala is not just wanting to teach us, but also having that love and
connecting with yourself as well.
Exactly, yeah, just connecting with the wider community, and that's how all the lectures are curated to help us, to guide us along this path, inshallah.
No, mashallah, that's a really great insight into this. You've tied it up quite nicely, Sister Asma. And just for those listening, I would encourage you guys to make use of the early bird discount that Minhaj Sisters have kindly put out. You can use the code Tazkiya for a reduced price, and this offer ends on the 12th of April. We'll now be going on a short break, and inshallah, we'll hear more from the sisters that we have online.
Hey Sainsbury's, do you have any super simple suggestions for suhoor?
Sure, we've got plenty of ideas to help you through the fast. Overnight oats are both fast and flavoursome. Or get cracking before the crack of dawn with some delicious free-range eggs. And make iftar even tastier with the many halal meats on offer. So that's iftar and suhoor sorted.
Need some quick ideas for suhoor and iftar? Ask Sainsbury's. Ramadan Mubarak. Sainsbury's. Good food for all of us.
Subject to availability while stocks last, selected stores only.
Minhaj School of Islamic Sciences provides quality Islamic education for children aged between 5 and 15 years old. As well as teaching classical Islam, including Tajweed, Fiqh, Seerah and Aqidah, we endeavour to equip children with essential Islamic manners, morals and values. Here at MSIS, our experienced teachers create an inspirational learning environment where we strive to cater for the needs of every child. For enrolment inquiries, inquire in person at Minhaj School of Islamic Sciences, Monday to Friday, 5 to 7 p.m. at 292-296 Romford Road, or email admin.edu_London@minhajuk.org.
Thinking about selling or letting your home? With Maxwell Estates, you don't need to look any further. Well established with over 15 years of experience, Maxwell Estates are specialists in residential sales and lettings. We manage over 200 properties in and around Northwest London, keeping our landlords and tenants updated with all the latest laws and legislations. Based in Edgware, our experienced specialist negotiators always ensure we maximize the full potential of your property. Call us now on 0208 952 0808 for a free no obligation quotation, or visit our website www.maxwellestates.co.uk for further information. Maxwell Estates, the name you can trust.
Hey Sainsbury's, got any treats for Eid?
Yeah, we've got the sweetest range of products for Eid. Literally, from Rubicon to Halal Haribo to crispy handmade baklava. Then, of course, the Ras Malai, a perfect sweet addition to any Eid table. And is it really a celebration without the celebrations?
Looking for a range of Eid treats at great value? Ask Sainsbury's. Eid Mubarak. Sainsbury's. Good food for all of us.
Subject to availability while stocks last, selected stores only.
If you want to advertise your business on Revive FM, then visit www.revivefm.co.uk or contact our sales team now on 07944 565616. That's 07944 565616. Advertise with Revive FM.
Thinking about selling or letting your home? With Maxwell Estates, you don't need to look any further. Well established with over 15 years of experience, Maxwell Estates are specialists in residential sales and lettings. We manage over 200 properties in and around Northwest London, keeping our landlords and tenants updated with all the latest laws and legislations. Based in Edgware, our experienced specialist negotiators always ensure we maximize the full potential of your property. Call us now on 0208 952 0808 for a free no obligation quotation, or visit our website www.maxwellestates.co.uk for further information. Maxwell Estates, the name you can trust.
Hey, Sainsbury's, got any treats for Eid?
Yeah, we've got the sweetest range of products for Eid. Literally, from Rubicon to Halal Haribo to crispy handmade baklava. Then, of course, the Ras Malai, a perfect sweet addition to any Eid table. And is it really a celebration without the celebrations?
Looking for a range of Eid treats at great value? Ask Sainsbury's. Eid Mubarak. Sainsbury's, good food for all of us.
Subject to availability. While stocks last, selected stores only.
तकरीबन 60 मिलियन प्राइमरी स्कूल जाने वाले बच्चे इस वक्त स्कूल में दाखिल नहीं हैं। मयारी तालीम की फराहमी से पसमानदा बच्चों को गुर्बत के मुसलसल चक्कर से बचने का मुसावी मौका मिल सकता है। इस रमजान आइए आपके ताउन से इस बात को यकीनी बनाएं कि हर बच्चे को मयारी तालीम हासिल करने का मौका मिलेगा। मिनहाज वेलफेयर फाउंडेशन के जरिए बच्चे की तालीम को स्पॉन्सर करें। बस हमारे मकामी दफ्तर 12 कार रोड, नेल्सन, BB9 7JS पर तशरीफ लाएं। हमें 01282 723 455 पर कॉल करें या हमारी वेबसाइट www.minhajwelfare.org पर देखें। ताज़ा तरीन वीडियोस और अपडेट्स के लिए फेसबुक, इंस्टाग्राम और ट्विटर पर जुड़े रहें।
Nikah, talaq, counseling on matrimonial disputes, Islamic wills, Islamic law of inheritance, or an Islamic verdict on any other issue. The Muslim Sharia Council is at your service. We provide official certification and our experienced and highly qualified imams are available to provide you with guidance when needed. MQI London is based at 292 to 296 Romford Road, Forest Gate. We are open from Monday to Friday 2 to 4 p.m. or alternatively call us now on 0208 257 1786.
When you send money to your family for Ramadan, send it with Remitly. Because our great rates and low fees mean that more money makes it to your loved ones. Millions of people trust Remitly to send money to Pakistan, Bangladesh, and many more countries worldwide. Ramadan Kareem from Remitly, wishing you a peaceful time. Download the Remitly app. Remitly UK Limited is authorized and regulated by the FCA.
Hey, Sainsbury's, do you have any super simple suggestions for suhoor?
Sure, we've got plenty of ideas to help you through the fast. Overnight oats are both fast and flavoursome. Or get cracking before the crack of dawn with some delicious free-range eggs. And make iftar even tastier with the many halal meats on offer. So that's iftar and suhoor sorted.
Need some quick ideas for suhoor and iftar? Ask Sainsbury's. Ramadan Mubarak. Sainsbury's, good food for all of us.
Subject to availability while stocks last, selected stores only.
Revive FM
94.0. On the radio.
on your mobile.
And online.
Hello, thank you all who are listening on YouTube, Facebook, and Revive FM. Today's show is brought to you by Minhaj Sisters. We are live on Revive FM 94.0. I encourage you to forward this link to your family, your friends, and mashallah, we've had a lot of interest come in just from this show alone. We have a lot of sisters that are inquiring. They're asking, how can I join? How can I attend this retreat? How do I book? And I'm just going to pass over now to Sister Misbah. If sisters have questions, if they want to ask certain things, are children allowed? What's the age limits, etc.? How do they get in contact? And if you can just run us through the pricing options as well. Is it the same for adults as for children's? If you could just let us know, just provide a little information for the sisters that are listening.
Assalamu alaikum. So children are allowed. We do have a package for 3 and under, and then we have a different package for 4-year-old to 11-year-olds, and then a standard package for 11 plus. The standard price is £220 with an option to pay in instalments every 3 weeks. So for 4 to 10-year-olds, we have £170, and 3 and under is £50. At the moment, we do have an early bird discount running, which will end on Saturday, the 13th of April, where we do have a discounted price for Tazkiya. So if you go onto our website and fill out the registration form and use the promo code Tazkiya, that will bring your standard price down to the discounted rate, so you can pay the discounted rate, which is around £200. And we also have the option to pay in instalments for the early bird rate as well, just to make it easier for people. For those that might not be able to pay up front, they have the option to pay in instalments.
No, that's great. Thank you for the insight into that. That's really helpful for the sisters that are listening, because they do want to know how they can book. And I do encourage everyone to go to the altazkiya.com website. You'll find not just information about this year's retreat, but you'll find information on the previous retreats. You can have a look at the pictures, the summaries of previous events, and there's also a contact us page as well. If you would like to ask any questions, if there's anything that we've not answered, that we've not touched upon, you can definitely utilize that facility. Follow Minhaj Sisters on minhaj.sisters.uk on Instagram. You can also message them there if you have any questions, and inshallah we'll be posting. You'll see the offers that are available there for Tazkiya too. So I think we've quite nicely discussed Tazkiya. We've talked about the personalities that will be there too. I think we've really kind of promoted this event quite well, and I definitely am looking forward to it as a first-time attendee. So inshallah, I'll be utilizing the early bird offer. So that's the discount code Tazkiya, and the early bird discount is up until the 12th of April, I believe. So now I just want to ask, as attendees, regular attendees of Al Tazkiya, I want to just ask you guys to highlight, to pinpoint, to extract one memory that you have of Tazkiya, something that you have been left with, something, just one specific thing. It can be small, it can be something a little bigger. I just want to hear from yourselves. What is it that you want to share with those listening? Anisa G.
For me, I think all the years have been unique.
Okay.
I loved all of them. I'm not going to lie. I can't really pick a favorite. But as of for today's show, I am going to put it out there.
Good.
My favorite thing about Tazkiya and the memory which I hold very deep in my heart is a time where it was the year I was part of a role play.
Okay.
And that is solely because not because of the characters I was playing. Don't get me wrong, they were funny.
Okay.
They were funny.
Interesting.
I think it's, the scenarios. So it was role play, and there was like 5 different scenarios of what sisters actually go through, like in a day-to-day. And it's like putting that out there. And then also the solution is in that role play as well. So you've got the problem there.
Mm-hmm.
The problem was in that role play, but that solution was also in that role play.
Beautiful.
And I think the way it was, directed, like we had a wicked director. I'm not gonna lie, like, if you're watching Baji Tanzila, big up to you, big up to you. We had a wicked director, and I think everybody, they literally pulled it off well. Everybody played their part, and I think we smashed it, and that holds a deep, deep memory for me, man.
Okay, no, that's great, and
I still remember that one. Yeah.
Okay, no, that sounds very interesting. Would love to hear a little bit more about that. Sister Hamera, please, if you'd like to give your insight as well, any little tidbit, any information, anything that you want to highlight from Tazkiya.
I do have to leave, so I will give my experience, and then I'll have to go, if that's okay with you guys. So my favorite experience, it's not really kind of specific to one Tazkiya that I've been to, but it happens every Tazkiya. So we obviously the day, the schedule happens, and then
no, she can't.
You can hear me? Okay. So every Tazkiya we have, when it comes to nighttime, and all the workshops have been done, and Baji's lectures and everything, we all come together in our kind of lounge rooms, and we have a mehfil with everybody there, and it's like a little gathering. It's just such a beautiful environment. I'd say that's my favorite thing, when everybody comes together and everybody's reciting the sheeds and we're doing adhkar, and it's just such a beautiful atmosphere.
MashaAllah, that's so beautiful. Thank you for sharing that with us, Sister Hamera, and thank you so much for taking time out from your day and attending this show. We'll go now over to Sister Rabia, if you would like to. Sister Asma, would you like to?
Favorite memory about this?
Well, for my kids, I know that they would probably, and I don't know if you mentioned about the recreational activities.
Okay.
We had zip lining, abseiling, aerial trekking as well, as well as archery. And previous years, it's a little bit of something along the similar lines. I think they had fencing one year possibly as well.
Oh,
so if you're into that kind of activities, and a lot of the young sisters as well, even the elder sisters as well, everyone joins in and it's really fun. So my kids really enjoyed it the first time they ever actually got to go zip lining and abseiling and even myself, actually, the first time I ever went to Tazkiya was the first time I actually went zip lining. So it was a really wonderful experience. But overall, that was my kids' favorite experience. But I did ask them. But overall, I'd say the whole package in general is an experience in itself, just being part of good company. I know, having talking to some sisters, there's a lot of them are very inspirational as well, not just the lectures, but I think that the bonding that you create with sisters is really inspiring. And then the spiritual sessions that we have in the evenings where the sisters get together, and you have sisters like Al-Hanan and Al-Baraka sisters. They perform as well, recite nasheeds. So it's really nice having them come and perform as well. But my favorite overall experience, I did enjoy the campfire and having the nasheed session outside in the open space in the nature, and having the campfire and just really cozy atmosphere. Yeah. It's just a whole experience being outside and having the nasheed in the openness, basically. Yeah, so alhamdulillah. But to be honest, I think it's the whole package, and alhamdulillah, thank you to all the sisters that they work months in advance to make this happen, and then every year they take on your feedback and they make it better and better. But alhamdulillah, and I thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and everyone who's involved in making this a huge success, and we love it. So thank you to everyone for all your hard work. Definitely.
No, definitely. Especially if you consider the fact that it's on a volunteer capacity. These sisters are taking this on along with their other responsibilities. So no, that's really hats off to them.
100%.
Sister Rabia, would you like to add to this?
Yes, sure. And I think you're going to find me boring, but I think my favorite part of the Tazkiya were actually the lectures and the Q&A sessions. Only because it was very, when we attend gatherings, we get very generic questions that come in. They're not specific to women, like it can be just what as Muslims that we attend, but because this is just an event focused on young Muslim women, the different stages of life, they're very specific things that we go through that we don't really know how to handle. So, and those questions, really interesting questions, are asked.
Yeah.
So, and that's that for me. It's something that's I find really enjoyable because you get an opportunity to really see the depth of knowledge that Dr. Rosala has, and that whatever she's going to say to you is not haphazardly put together. She backs her points with such sound-proven evidence, which is the beautiful quality of Hazur Sayyidi Sheikhul Islam and Minhaj al-Quran. What they've given is that knowledge, that soundproof knowledge that what you are getting is 100% accurate and certain because of her background as a solicitor. She will not tell you something without that credibility. So the way she puts her case forward, the way she talks about things, it leaves you satisfied and inspired.
Baji, I just wanted to add to that. I love the way how in the lectures is a beautiful thought, and I think is a nice touch that so far, as I remember, Baji has always had slideshows, with pictures, and
yes.
There's a little bit of bullet points and key information. And I think for some of us, that's like someone going the extra mile for us, and it means a lot, because sometimes when someone is speaking quickly, we don't really catch everything, if you get what I mean.
No, of course,
sometimes we can miss key information. And I think that's really beautiful of her. And I think, I appreciate that personally, because I fidget a lot. If you get to know me, I fidget a lot. I have a habit of fidgeting. It's not good, but I do. And just to see those images and to see the bullet points is like I'm with it, like I'm there, I'm engaged.
Oh no, yeah, definitely. She's, she appeals to all sorts of learners, so to speak. And just one last thing is, we have one day with Huzur Sayyidi Shaykh al-Islam himself. They attend. We have a session with him, so with his guidance and specific nasiha that comes from him, and that's also really inspiring as well. Having that really close gathering and having a specific nasiha just for the sisters, which is where I that's something amazing as well. So I just wanted to, I know as a co-host, we spoke about such lovely experiences with Tazkiya.
Yes.
There are sisters who are messaging and wanting to know more. If you do go on altazkiya.com and register, make sure that you do take advantage of the early bird offer, which is ending this coming Friday. And on the code section, make sure you write down Tazkiya to get the offer. And as we wrap up for today, I do want to hand the mic over to Sister Misbah, the project manager, so she can give us her final remarks.
Assalamu alaikum. So I do have a few memories, a few of my top memories from Tazkiya. I think the first one would probably be when we had the opportunity to directly meet Dr. Ghazal Hassan Qadri. The organisers were kind enough to give us some exclusive time, and for me that was quite remarkable. It was such a huge privilege to be able to meet this very esteemed personality, speak to her on a one-to-one basis. And she was very attentive. She was very much a listener at that point, and it was great to just spend that time with her. But my second top memory of Tazkiya, as Anisa's already mentioned, was a role play that we did a few years ago. Myself and Anisa both featured in this role play, and we were both performing together. And I just have these memories of endless Microsoft Teams rehearsals where we try, but because it was such a funny scene, I just remember us laughing all the time and being in stitches. But for me, having the opportunity to work for Tazkiya, but it be so fun, was truly remarkable. At the same time, many people might not know this, but Anisa is one of my closest friends, and we actually became good friends via Tazkiya. And actually, the first time we were introduced to each other was through this role play, which was something different, and it was something that the audience definitely enjoyed. Before we close off and before I hand over the mic to the host, I just want to mention to everybody that the early bird discount does end on Saturday the 13th of April, so please do take advantage of it. It will not be extended, so that is your last day to get the early bird offer. If you still have any questions or queries, please do reach out to the organisers. If you visit www.altazkiya.com, there is a separate form for you to be able to contact us with any questions or queries that you have, and our team will endeavour to get back to you as soon as we can.
Jazakallah, Misbah. And I think there's something we have to mention is that every year when we have the amazing Camp Al-Hidayah in the Blessed Company of Huzur Sayyidi Shaykh al-Islam, those are unforgettable memories that we have, and especially the last one that took place in Warwick University. We had the session, the spiritual session, after the beautiful lectures by Huzur Sayyidi Shaykh al-Islam, and Baji Ghazala also did a session. We had sessions with Sheikh Ahmad Mustafa Qadri as well. These were sessions that all families attended, and we are so fortunate to have these retreats where, as family, as individuals, and we are able to bring our family together and have a nice break from the daily hustle and bustle of life, but also to invigorate and revive our spiritual self. So this, inshallah, with Hidayah taking place next year. This year is actually taking place in Australia. So if you have the
inshallah,
if you have the means to travel to if you have the knack for adventure, do take advantage of this opportunity. Inshallah, we will have Hidayah taking place next year. So this year we have Tazkiya. And this is one of the things that we wanted to do, where there is something for the sisters, for us, every year to look forward to. Of course, there's no comparison to Al Hidayah, because you are an actual company of Huzur Sayyidi Shaykhul Islam, and you do get an opportunity to sit in the company of Baji Khazala as well. But this year is just an exclusive, more, how would you say, focused on the sisters to build that sisterhood, to build that network, and also take advantage with the close company of Dr. Khazala as well.
Sorry, Baji, just before you finish, I was just wanting to say, for all you guys which are watching, listening, make sure you book your tickets, go on Tazkiya's website. If not, just if you're on Facebook, just DM. If you're on Instagram, DM the Minhaj Sisters team. And I'm telling you, it's once in a lifetime opportunity. The love you receive, it's not even just the love, it's the atmosphere. All people from, like, sisters from all different walks of life. You're gonna love it, man. You won't regret it. And if you don't come back to me, I'll give you your refund. That's a guarantee. I'm saying that live now. Inshallah, yeah. So Al Tazkiya 2024, come on, bring it on.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
That's great. Thank you so much. I really do want to thank our guests, Sister Rabia, Sister Asma, Sister Anisa, Sister Hamera, and of course the PM, Sister Misbah. This has been a wonderful program. It's been very nice learning about not just Tazkiya, but Minhaj Sisters as well, the great work that they do within the network. And for those that are listening that want to get involved in this, I encourage you to follow them on Instagram, minhaj.sisters.uk, and contact them through that facility. They'll get you in touch with the local team. They have branches throughout the UK, so there'll be a sisters network somewhere for you to connect to. And inshallah, if I don't see you on the next radio show, we will see each other at Al Tazkiya. Thank you so much for listening. This is Revive FM 94.0. Assalamu alaikum.
Thinking of selling or letting your property? Need someone reliable to find the best prospect for your home? Well, look no further. Cameron Adams is here to take care of all your needs. Our professional and experienced team will guide you through the entire process and ensure you find the right client for your property. For a no obligation quotation, contact us now on 0208 558 2000. That's 0208 558 2000. Or visit us at 30 Church Lane in Leytonstone. Cameron Adams, always at your service.
Thinking about selling or letting your home? With Maxwell Estates, you don't need to look any further. Well established with over 15 years of experience, Maxwell Estates are specialists in residential sales and lettings. We manage over 200 properties in and around Northwest London, keeping our landlords and tenants updated with all the latest laws and legislations. Based in Edgware, our experienced specialist negotiators always ensure we maximize the full potential of your property. Call us now on 0208 952 0808 for a free no obligation quotation, or visit our website